Yeah. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this, for me at least, special video. So this will be a movie review of the movie from, I think it is, 97? Event Horizon, from the same director that made the crap Resident Evil series. But yeah, normally if I do a movie review, it is a video between 3 minutes to 6. One exception being Wonder Woman that went on to 10, but normally they are really short. But this time I'm going to do something different. Because I saw this movie and I really disliked it. So right off the bat I will tell you this, I really disliked this movie. And I was angry while watching it. And I never got that feeling, but this one really drove me angry. Like, yeah, that I've never experienced that. So I went online and I sent messages to Nico, Stopped Up and Retro, about how much I disliked this movie, and we talked for a little bit, and I got angry while talking about it, and he said save it for a video, so I did, and here is that video. So you will probably see me becoming angry, like this isn't overacted or anything, I really get angry from this movie. And it will also be a longer video than normal. As I said, normally between 3 to 6 minutes. This time I want to go through the whole movie, a little bit like Cinema Sins, and point out all the things that I really dislike about this movie. So normally I do this just out of the top of my head. I make a list with the points that I want to talk about, and I just talk about them. This time it is a huge list what I want to talk about, because fuck this movie. So this movie will feature a green screen, but normally I would do this if I go point to point over the whole movie with a voiceover, but this time, because I will get angry probably, I think it's better if you can actually see my reaction. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So a little bit of weird cutting probably with the footage of the movie in the background, but yeah, I think that's a sacrifice I can make for this video. So I hope that you will like this video, and yeah, this is gonna be fun. So the movie opens with a very long title sequence, because it's pretty much standard for those type of movies in that era, so I really didn't care about that. But then it opens with text that you need to read, and a lot of it, like three screens, and it's just such a cheap way to open a movie. Like, just weave that into the storytelling later on in the movie, not just, oh, here's text, read it. That's also a thing that I personally don't like about Star Wars. So yeah, it felt cheap, but okay. But then we go into the ship and you can see a floating can and a floating watch, and the special effects are god awful even for that time. But okay, maybe it's a low budget movie, I really don't know the budget. I can go with that. Like, I am a huge fan of the Evil Dead. So yeah, I can watch bad special effects. Or cheap special effects. But okay. And then we see a floating man with scars on his face. And if you have watched the movie, you know that's the Sam Neill character, Dr. Weir, or however you pronounce his name. And I really don't get that shot, because it's never in the movie. And when you actually are at the ending of the movie, when you see him in that way for the first time, he gets killed in the same scene. So you wouldn't see when did he have time to float like that in the ship. But okay. And then to top it all off, we get a jump scare. That's really bad, it's just god awful, it is unearned, it's just a jump scare. And I really hate jump scares just for the sake of it. But yeah, I will just gloss over the other jump scares, because there are a lot of them. So I won't go into much detail with them, because I don't even think they deserve screen time. So now we are on board with the ship, and we are in the main steering room, and you can see that the captain, Laurence Fishburne, is sitting in his chair. And just when he steps out of the chair, like the whole chair is shaking to all sides. Like, is that really the safest way to travel? That thing that would break in a heartbeat when they would enter an atmosphere. But okay, then we get another stupid jump scare. And then we see Sam Neill screaming because of his wife's weird eyes. And really, that's the scream. Like, it doesn't sound like an actual scream at all. And now we come to the first scene where I was really thinking, oh no, this isn't going to be good. So first, when they step out of the water room that kept them asleep, Laurence Fishburne comes in and he says, "Come, you need to get to work." And the female character asks, "Can't I even put on my clothes?" And he said, as a matter of fact, no. I'm thinking like, okay, so a really cliche character from get to work TikTok. You can't do anything fun, just work, work, work. And I was thinking like, okay, if time is so important that you can't even put on your clothes or talk with a coworker, why not wake up like 5 minutes earlier? You had control over when you woke up. It's so stupid. It doesn't make sense at all. A lot of the dialogue and things that happen in this movie don't make sense at all. And then they are all sitting around a table, every crew member, and they get introduced to the doctor. Why is it happening now? Why isn't it happening when you go on board of the ship that you meet all team members? Or, like, what makes more sense, a briefing before the mission starts at all. Like, why wouldn't you tell everybody who is who and why they are coming with the ship on the mission? So then Dr. Weil wants to start talking about what they are going to do. And Laurence Fishburne, the captain, interrupts him after not even a full sentence for dramatic effect.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say how much I appreciate this opportunity to join you in what
We're sure that you appreciate being here, Doctor, but you must understand, we don't. We were taken off a well-deserved leave and sent into Neptune space. We are now 3 billion clicks from the nearest outpost. The last time USAC attempted a rescue this far past the outer reach, well, we lost both ships, so if you please.
But he was the one that said that the doctor could start talking. Why would he interrupt him in the first sentence? And yeah, what does he interrupt him for? More exposition after you've already read the couple of pages at the start of the movie. Do one or the other, not both. Or, if I would be the director, do none of them and just show, don't tell. Because that's one of the first rules that you could learn in movie school. And then we come to the only good thing about this movie, the wormhole scene, where Dr. Weyer explains how the wormhole works. Even Interstellar used this. So yeah, this was a good scene. If only they were keeping track with the rules of nature later on in the movie, but more on that later. So then you find out that there is a tape from the ship Event Horizon, and they listen to it, but they stopped the tape like mid-sentence. Why wouldn't you listen to the end of the tape? But of course it's just because the script requires it for later on in the story to have a revelation. But it's so stupid, like you would listen to the whole tape. And then what they hear on the tape is Liberate me, which is Latin. And then the translation that they choose is Save me. But that's not the first translation that you would choose if you don't have more context. What you would translate it to is Liberate me. Like the word is literally from Latin liberate, liberate. It's even the same spelling. Like, it's so stupid. But yeah, that's too obvious, of course. And then they enter the atmosphere. And like the whole ship is shaking. Everything in the captain's room is shaking. In the steering room. But the actors aren't even wearing their seatbelts. You can see their seatbelts on their chairs, but they aren't even wearing them. Like, did the director look at any details while shooting this? And I also find it weird that just the actors themselves don't think about, oh, let's put on my seatbelt. But okay. And then of course we get another jump scare. Because why not? So now we go into the Event Horizon, into the ship. And like, who designs a med bay like this? This is so unsafe as possible, and that together with the knives attached to the walls in all the hallways. Nobody would build the ship, even from an architect standpoint. Like, this is one of the most unsafe ships you can think about. And okay, of course they do this for the movie, so they can do stuff with that. But come on, at least try to do it in a different way, so the ship seems a little bit plausible. So now we come into the main room, the core of the ship, and you can see the spinning circles, and it is a cool looking room. Not a functional one, but it's cool looking. And okay, they give a little bit of an explanation of why there are spikes everywhere and the spinning blades in the hallway that leads to it. But then a black liquid appears. Like he even touches it and the black liquid goes to the side. And we later find out that this is a black hole. Why isn't Justin just sucked into it? Or the whole ship for that matter? Because it's a black hole, then even light can't escape it. So it makes no sense that just, oh, a black hole and the ship is fine. And Justin is fine. So this shows that the wormhole at the beginning, they tried to explain and use real physics rules. The rule of nature. But then in this room, it's just thrown to the side. Like it isn't consistent at all. And that's annoying as well. And then we go back to the med bay. And then I saw biohazard signs on the walls. Like really biohazard signs? Who would put that dangerous material in a freaking med bay? For fuck's sake. Ugh. Just think about it a little bit. Like what were the set designers thinking? Or more probably what was the director thinking? And then we go to an air duct where Sam Neill is doing something, I forgot. And they just have chipboards at all sides of the wall, because yeah, that will make cool set design, I guess. So back to the med bay, and we see Justin lying there on the bed, and she's walking from side to side on the camera. And I was thinking like, of course the body will disappear. And what did you think? Yeah, the body disappeared, because we didn't have enough cliches in this movie already. And then we get another jump scare. And really? This too? Okay. Why the hell would it start flashing? Like, why? Opening an air duct. Isn't it just like a normal procedure when you work on a mission in that ship? Why would it start flashing now and making that alarm noise? Why not just, on the screen, okay, it's going to open in 30 seconds, and in 30 seconds it opens.
5 seconds.
Tuck yourself into a crouch position. Make yourself into a ball, now.
I can't breathe. Oh God. Oh God. It hurts.
I want you to huff and puff and blow all the air out of your lungs. You hear me? All the air out of your lungs, Justin. Do it, now!
And yeah, those 5 seconds are the longest seconds ever. Also, why didn't he freeze to death like it's minus 200 something degrees in space? Like he would freeze in a heartbeat. There's no way he would survive this at all. And after this we get the quickest character change from good to evil in history. Just a couple of seconds and there it is.
About my ship, you can't just leave her?
I have no intention of leaving her, Doctor. I will take the Lewis and Clark to a safe distance, and then I will launch attack missiles at the event Horizon until I'm satisfied she's vaporized. Fuck this ship.
Captain Miller, the bioscan just went off the scale. It looks like the core is draining power from the rest of the ship.
Get the files. Vacate. I want off this ship.
You can't leave. She won't let you.
You just get your gear and get back on the Lewis and Clark, Doctor, or you'll find yourself walking home.
I am home.
And yeah, back to the stupid doctor or whatever she is. She's trying to get oxygen, where the co-worker goes away, and then she sees her kid. Okay, so by this point, they know that the ship is making them hallucinate. They also know, at least she also knows, that the kid can't possibly be on this ship. And still you try to follow him. Like, that's not even a stupid character choice. That's just a character choice nobody would ever make. I'm okay with stupid character decisions. Of course, horror movies need it. And it's used a lot by horror movies. But this was just way beyond stupid. And from this point on, now came the scenes that really got me angry. So first off, another jump scare. Damn. Why? Why other than just to show some gore? There's no point to this at all. And this is the first scene that I really despise. Like, this character is not even a character, it's just a weird cartoon person. Who talks like this? Also, why does his voice sound like a voiceover instead of atmospheric effects added to the sound so that it sounds a little bit real, but no, just like some other screams. For example, when Laurence Fishburne screamed Justin with the air duct, it sounds so fake, it looks bad, and the last line that he says,
Yes! Here I come, motherfuckers!
awful. Awful. But yeah, this really is an undimensional, unfunny, unrealistic character. I hate this scene.
Oh shit!
Why would Sam Neill do this? Like, why wouldn't he just let the guy outside die and kill Sam Neill and the girl and be over with it? This is also bad for Sam Neill himself. So again, decision that makes no sense. So many things wrong with this. First off, they wouldn't be able to breathe. Second, they would freeze. Third, they wouldn't be able to hang on to things with their hands and fingers and not just sucked into space. Like, that's impossible. Like, they would, even if it was a pinhole, they would be sucked into that and die. It's stupid, and especially the idea that Laurence Fishburne can pull himself away from it. Also, that the characters would be able to hear each other while there's wind going everywhere to the outside of space is just stupid. This scene is so bad, and to top it all off, again some really awful fake screaming. Ugh. Okay, how? This is just stupid. And really, this is the ending? Really? And a jump scare again? And here, look at the black guy's mouth.
Calm down, it's me.
All right, breathe deeply.
Stark,
Breathe deeply.
it's the rescue
I need a
team.
sedative here now.
I got you, Stark. I got you.
Were they even trying with ADR? Like, even the rescue worker's voice had atmospheric effects added to the voice, so it sounds like he's really there on that set or in that place. But they didn't even add that to the sound of the black guy, it's just a voiceover again that really doesn't work with each other. So you can clearly see the dialogue is not the same as what is shot, or it isn't dubbed at all, and on top of that they really sound different from the other voices in the same scene. It's awful. And then we come to credits and we get a stupid techno song from the end of the 90s. So, that was everything of this movie that I wanted to talk about. So now I will do a summary. So I've always seen photos of this movie, especially the core room with all the spikes and the spinning rings, and I really like the design. I also heard this was a scary movie and I like horror, so I really wanted to see this movie. And then Jim Sterling, the podcast or a video somewhere, I don't know anymore, but I saw him saying that this was his favorite horror movie. And so I asked a friend of mine, Stopped Up on Retro, Nico, and he said it was a little bit like Sunshine, and I adore Sunshine. And yeah, you know how much I hate this movie. So, why don't I like it? All the cliches, bad special effects, like even my green screening is better than some green screening in this movie. Awful dialogue, awful sound for the most part. It's bad. And why do I think that Sunshine is better? Because it also takes a really left turn in the third act. But that's because everything was really scientific. They had explanations for everything. And in the last part they went philosophical, but okay. You like it or you don't, but at least they kept in line with the rules that they have set up earlier in this movie. This movie just changes the rules whatever they want, just to prolong the story and do whatever they want. Also, the ending really, it was an anticlimax. Like, this was a horror movie, but almost nothing happens in this movie. At least nothing of interest. It's just bland. And I really hope that I will never see a movie that I dislike as much as this one, because goddamn, this was awful. So yeah, this was something new. Didn't got as angry as I thought, because even while writing like the points that I just said, I got angry while doing that. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video. I hope it was interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye.